Right, so recap time. In fact, all we really need is when we finished from last session. The end of last session, you had finished a fight with a pack of werewolves. The reason you knew about the werewolves, you were in a tower that Van Richten identified as a safe place for you to all hide out, and this woman was riding towards it, Vistani woman. You came down the tower. The tower is anti-magic zone, and you did the thing in the door to open the door. So you helped this woman out. She identified herself very briefly during the fight. And we started tonight's session just as you managed to kill the werewolf Trousers.
We did.
I don't know how I feel about that.
But the leader got away despite Nick's...
Trousers was the leader. Don't matter what you say, he was above Strahd.
Despite Nick trying to do everything to catch up with the second in command, you didn't quite manage it. And the dust has just settled. And this woman now, this Vistani woman, so long black hair, red cape with this obvious prosthetic leg, with a finely crafted hand axe in one hand and a rapier in the other hand, as she's breathing heavily, and she just turns back to you all and she'll say, "So, go on, Adam, you got a question?"
I was going to say, because I'm guessing this is obviously Van Richten's person, whatever. Were we told her name by Van Richten or not?
Don't believe so. No.
Esmeralda, isn't it?
She told you her name was Esmeralda, which was
okay.
But
I wasn't sure. I thought we'd heard it, but I couldn't remember if Van Richten said or she'd said as she arrived.
No. Well, during the fight, it was Nik Ana who cryptically said to this woman, "Rick sends his regards," or something of those natures. You were, or was it? Yeah, I think it was you, Dan, that said it. It was a cryptic link towards sort of Richtavio and Van Richten, which I thought was quite clever at the time.
I don't remember doing it, but yeah,
it can't have been done if it was clever.
And that's where we're going to start the session. She's still breathing heavily after the fight. She casts mirror image, but that starts to dissipate now, and she turns to you. And I've been practicing the accent, so better check this out. So, gentlemen, my name is Esmeralda Davenir.
I feel like we're in the Van Helsing film.
Did you say it was an obvious prosthetic leg?
Yeah.
I know I shouldn't stare, but I'm staring.
You're going to do an Austin Powers. Leg! And she'll say... she'll continue to say, but my friends call me Ez. I can only assume after the battle that we are now friends. You can see that she's still turning to face you all now, still the hand axe and a rapier in hand. What do you want to do?
I will. So Jarek, as we left the fight, I'm kind of obviously closest to her. We'll kind of drop weapons away in a mace away at the side, still kind of shield but drop, and just incline my head respectively and greet, and probably show a little bit more reverence than maybe would be expected.
Okay, righto. She nods in response to you. And she'll say your names then, gentlemen.
Leg. Nick.
Trousers.
Greetings, Nick. Greetings, Trousers.
Hello, I'm Professor.
He was Trousers. We've killed. I'll point to Trousers. That was Trousers.
And she looks towards Jarek.
So I will introduce myself as Jarek.
Slash introduce.
And then Rokkr says, "My name's Rokkr. I'm feeling a wee bit coy tonight." So
he has to be a really high-pitched Geordie all the time.
That's it. Dave's dead.
Yep. Remember, we can't make Dave laugh too
Can't
much.
kill the DM.
Yeah, no more
If we want to
high-pitched
get
Geordie.
through anything tonight, don't make Dave laugh too much.
So she'll put her hand axe in a loop on a belt, and a rapier goes in, and she'll say, "So what? You mentioned Rick, a mutual friend. Can I inquire about that?"
Yeah.
Been sworn to
Feel
secrecy.
free.
I'm sure you
Inquire
have too.
away.
Well, that sounds about right.
I'll elaborate that a mutual friend that we won't let us tell us that advised us that this was a safe place that he uses.
I'd like to tell her that he's never going to run around a deserter.
I think you've already got inspiration, Ted, which is a damn shame.
I completely missed that. What just happened?
Do it again, Ted. Do it again. It's worth it.
Okay. I'm going to tell her that he's never going to run around a deserter.
That's a little bit stock aching and watermany.
It is very scheduled.
But you got the reference, Mark. I don't
Yeah.
think anyone from our generation, even though you grew up with Black Sabbath, would not know.
No. I know from about 1986 onwards. I reckon I know every song that made the top. Well, I'll not be able to name them, but I will know. I've heard every single song that charted in the 80s from 86 onwards, because I went to my cousin's for Sunday dinner with my dad, and our Joanne, my cousin, used to record the
Play
top
and
40
record.
on Radio 1.
Need a phone for that.
Yeah. If I get one, I'm going to insert it in you.
If you're going to do that, I'll pay for you to have one.
Yeah, because they're quite chunky these days, Mark.
Well, yeah.
In fact, let's just make it an iPad.
Mini models, they're quite wide.
Where are we?
We were just inviting the lady to wait. She asked if she could inquire about Rictavio. And we said
Right,
yes.
yeah. She says yes. Yeah, no. I assume that you've been inside already. Then I've discovered this place when I came into Barovia, and I knew that this would be a place that he would set up camp in. And yeah, it turns out I do believe we're talking about the same person. I'm quite happy. At this point, Rokkr will step forward with his little pamphlet, and he'll go, "Is it this fella?" And he'll show a picture of Van Richten, and she'll be like,
She'll be like, look, I've got his autograph and everything. Can I get yours too?
"I love him. I do. I love him." He says.
So the problem is, every time we have these sessions with that gem, it makes him hard to take serious in the next one.
Well, you met him.
Yeah, I meant Rokkr.
Oh, okay. All right, okay. Do you want me to go back to the sort of Clint Eastwood version of Rokkr?
No, it's funny.
He once hassled Dave so badly by not being able to swallow a mouthful of mushroom that Dave had to hit him.
I chinned him. Before then. Yeah. It wasn't like a proper, cross. It was a. Yeah. Anyway.
He wasn't playing either, though, was it?
No, he wasn't.
I was very stoned.
She sort of says, "So what business do you have in Barovia?"
Kind of cast a glance kind of between the group. So I kind of, the business that brought us here was varied, but we appear to be the latest playthings of...
I was going to say literally exactly what you've just...
Monsieur Strahd.
Seems to be having fun
we
with
appear
us.
to be the latest playthings of Mr. Strahd, but we are just striving to help the people of this land while...
Not dying.
While not dying, basically.
Yeah, I strongly believe that our mutual friend is here as his. I mean, you've met him, so you know he's getting on in age. I think this is his swan song. I think this is his the last thing he. Yeah. So that's. It's not his usual style to go head on. He's normally he attacks the shadows from the shadows, which is.
Should we continue this talk inside?
We're inside, aren't we?
No, we're still outside.
Gone in. Oh, let's go in.
That is a very good idea. And she motions for you to whoever wants to open the door.
On the way in, I'm going to say, Rokkr, I want a werewolf pelt. Come inside when you're done.
Yeah, I've polished my boots.
I go to the door and I go, I've got this.
Okay, so you're going to do the thing. So, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 of you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. It's Jarek. Actually, Jim's still there, isn't he? So let me roll a d5.
No, that's why I've sent Jim to get a werewolf pelt. Is that the way?
We're pinching someone's
Is he
bottom
a
again.
In which case, when Nick, as you're halfway through doing your the electric boogaloo, I was happy with that.
Why you were doing
Rokkr,
the electric
you can hear him sloping off into the background, and then all of a sudden, from Rokkr's direction, you hear, "No, what is it?" And we're gonna what we're gonna
just
do.
died.
I'm gonna give you the. Let me force this for you here. What I want you to
Adam, you said you
do.
sent him to skin a werewolf and he's died.
What I want you to
I
do
didn't promise we'd keep him alive.
is roll initiative, please.
Oh, for God's sake. Just started. Mighty 7.
Little fella.
What's
I
he
do
won?
enjoy getting to click on my little fella every now and again.
Are we about to have a werewolf ranger?
What is it with me and bloody initiative?
What are you bad, Mark? Oh dear, mate.
Esmeralda's beating me, and she rolled a 5.
What's going to happen is as Rokkr starts shouting the alert, Nick is halfway through his electric boogaloo.
Why were you doing the electric boogaloo
would
again?
have
Can I just
been
ask that?
The door responds to hand gestures.
That's it.
It would have been a surprise attack. Does 28 hit Nick?
Did Nick get attacked by the door?
28 hits Nick.
28 hits Nick.
Please let him get attacked by the door.
Oh, that's a bit higher than I was expecting. You take 19 points of fire damage as streaking from the sky above you, a firebolt streaks through the air and hits you on your shoulder and knocks you off your rhythm of the electric boogaloo. Oh. And what you can see coming from the air as Rokkr's pointing towards it, drawing his bow, getting ready to shoot, is it's difficult for you to see from this angle because you're looking up above it. All you can see is what looks like a large bowl, a dish of some description. But because of the mist and everything else, you can't actually make out the perspective. What you do know,
UFO.
Kind of, it's an inverted bowl. It looks sort of like porcelain, white, creamish colour, but leaning over the top is a hag.
Another one.
And out of one of the sides, there's a green glow from this thing as it starts to descend. The glow from the firebolts, you all of a sudden discern that this is an inverted giant skull with a hag inside, floating through the air, attacking you.
Well, I will have to kick the fucking shit out of it.
On a list of things I didn't expect to hear tonight, that's pretty high.
And she, you can hear her sort of cackle and saying, "You will not attack my boy. My boy is my precious."
Down boy. I think we might have killed her bad boy.
Yeah.
Right, I'm just going to reposition you ever so slightly. So, Nick, you're right in front of the door there. You guys, I mean, Rokkr's over here running towards, Ez would be stood to the side. Is Cinder still in play, Ted?
Should be, I think.
Yeah. I think so. I'm not sure how long.
Well, it lasts an hour unless it's killed.
Yeah, same as a wild shape, isn't it? And you
should be there. Yeah.
Just as a brief moment, just to add in because obviously we added in when I messaged you, I added in the cleric rules and everything.
Yeah.
One of the bits I added in meant that it was better me having the magic axe than Dan, but it's in Dan's inventory at the moment. Would we have handed that over, or?
Yeah, if you want to, mate. It's, you can.
Yeah, because it basically added martial weapons. And it makes far more sense for me to have it than Dan to have it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right.
It's a known item. It is called.
Don't touch my peepee, Uncle Raymond.
Hold on.
Called what?
Shit, what was
Nope.
it called originally? We renamed it.
Don't touch my PP, Uncle Raymond. That's what we called it.
No.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I can't give you its real name because we changed it to Thornbreaker.
Oh, yeah, we did do that.
Let me have a look then.
Were we drunk last time by any chance? Or was I?
For all intents and purposes, though, unless she is a plant creature.
No, but I'm just thinking in general, it's better me having it now in case.
Yeah,
it's
but
relevant.
in terms of the weapon damage, unless she is a plant creature, it is just a magic weapon that deals the damage of a longsword.
Yeah, but I would say I don't have a magic weapon, so that's the key there.
Yeah, yes, I know, but so if we can't find what it's called to
Can't
add to
you
your
just
list,
remove its name to reset the name back to normal?
don't know. Should we try?
You two.
Hold on,
I can't
hold
say
on,
that
hold on,
too
hold on.
meta because my go's not
I'll
for
see if I can
ages.
find it.
Ah!
Yester Hill Axe.
Got it.
Yeah.
Right, and we renamed it Thornbreaker.
Mhm.
Okay, I will rename the axe.
Hey, we've both got. Well, look, we've duplicated an item. We broke the system.
So what's going to happen now is this decrepit wizened woman has clearly thrown the firebolt at Nick, knocked you off your stride. As it's knocked you off your stride, you haven't completed the full. You haven't completed all the glyphs to let you in, and there's a ripping noise.
Sorry, it was the beans.
Trousers.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 of you there, so I'm going to go clockwise. So if I roll a d6 and get a 1, it's Nick, and then I'm going to roll a d3. Okay, right, that's kind of lucky then. So there, 10.
I don't feel it.
You remember, you've got to feel lucky, the DM said.
Right. I'm going to reveal this to you. What happens with this ripping sound? In fact, I'll reveal it in a second. This ripping sound is to Nick's left. As you're looking at the door, you take this bolt on your back and it actually spins you in the direction. So this is now to the west. And as you look to the west and half of your awareness is on this floating woman, you can hear this ripping sound coming from the west. And you hear speech, and it's this deep rumbly speech. Can anyone speak? No, actually, it's in common, and you hear Kazan. This doesn't appear. Kazan, no! And then the ripping sound gets louder, and 30 feet to the west of Nik Ana, a blue dragon appears.
I'm going to quickly. Oh, I've got to put my stuff in the bag of holding quickly before he sees it.
That's impressive because I've got the bag of holding and you're nowhere near me.
Fester,
Oh yeah, it's not me.
you're the first to react.
Righty.
Right. What I'm going to do, just for the sake of completeness, I'm going to give you the woman as well, and I also got the skull. So let me.
Say a blue dragon.
Yep.
But,
Right. So it's the woman's here. She's 20 feet in the. Sorry, all the way down. If you look.
yeah,
Yeah.
I found her.
But she's up, not back. Yeah.
So is she in that place but up, or
Yeah. So she. Yes. Let's. Yeah. I'll tell you what.
is
I'm
it
going to
that
move
distance? That distance, but 20 foot up.
it. 120 feet up.
120 feet up.
120 feet up. Yeah.
How far was her firebolt? Jesus Christ!
120 feet. She's at max range.
I'm going to go on the point that I can't reach her. So
So Fester is the first to react.
Yeah. Is this dragon seeming hostile?
As you look round, its claws are dug into the earth. The ripping sound wasn't from that. The ripping sound was from it materializing. And all you can see at the minute is it's looking around. What I'll ask you for then, it means as you've asked the question, is you can have an insight check, but I'm going to give it you with disadvantage just to see if you can figure out the intent of this dragon that's just materialized.
I just figured it out. I know what it's here. It's here to
So
get my
with
stuff.
disadvantage, did
Yeah.
you say?
Yeah.
It wants my stuff.
or you can spend inspiration.
11.
That's a really weird looking witch.
Yeah, it's quite. I mean, it's you know dragons to me. I don't know if any of you would have had in your history anything to do with dragons, but you know they're intelligent. And they're also quite expressive. I like to play my dragons expressive, and this one looks frightened, confused, and then as it's looking around, it's looking around everyone. It's not concentrating on Akxikas, and Akxikas would notice this as well. He's not looking at you thinking, yes, you. He's looking around, looking confused. He, as he's appeared, he's not seen this woman. She's sort of out of his line of sight. But you see, as he's looking confused, looking scared, you see he starts to snarl. But with an 11, that's all I'm going to give you.
Yeah.
Oh, we've just had a big fight, haven't we? Before.
Yeah. And then Bitch Tits is 120 foot up in the air, did you say?
Yeah.
Right, I may as well go and point Percy at the portal because it'll be. Well, I assume I'll be going last. Ow!
Yeah.
Okay, Ted. Combat situation. What we're doing?
Yeah. I'm going to cast Lightning Bolt on the woman, I feel.
Okay. Okay, so the storm cloud.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Chain lightning. It's not chain lightning.
Or lightning.
Or lightning. Not lightning bolt.
No,
Okay.
Sorry, yeah.
So if I remember rightly, it wasn't a particularly stormy day today.
No.
Yeah. Yep.
I was dealing obviously with the werewolf, so that's why I was using the moonbeam, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay. So what do we roll? Is it deck save?
Yeah. 16.
She rolls poorly.
Good.
Roll. What's your damage?
3d10. 17.
17. Okay. Anything else from Festa?
Let's have Cinder. Oh, then again, she's not over here, is she? She's up in the air.
Well, you can go 30 feet up, mate. He's a goose, isn't he?
Yeah. I don't think that's far enough though for him to be able to spit at her. You fucking shit, dickhead. Yeah, 60 foot, so you won't be able to reach her.
Not this round, no.
No. Oh, well, yeah, I get you. So yeah, we'll have him head up towards her then.
Okay, yeah. If you do, yeah, that's smashing. So that takes us to Nick's turn, I believe, unless you want to move, Ted, just before you.
Yeah, I don't like being too close to the dragon, to be honest. I'm trying to remember the fucking rules for map tools. It's annoying. Yeah, that'll do for the time being.
Okay. Go on then, Dan.
I'm gonna hope that this works because it's a kind of a hunch because I really can't be asked to fight a dragon and a witch right now. So fingers crossed this works. Otherwise, a dragon's gonna get angry, and it's kind of turning to him and saying, "Defender, she comes to destroy your master's home," and looking at the dragon and pointing at the hag.
Okay.
And not giving a shit whether or not that worked, Nick then runs towards her.
Okay. So you're running she underneath where she is.
Hopefully, I'm trying to get within 90 feet to put transfer the hex onto her.
Okay. Well, she is 120 feet in the air.
Directly
Yeah, pretty much.
about to get to 90, so I couldn't. Okay, in which case I won't run towards her, because that would be straight up, and if I can do that, I'm fucking magic. I'm going to fire 2 Eldritch Blasts at her, because they also have a range of 120 feet.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fair. Roll first one to hit.
Nope.
No, that Eldritch Blast goes wide. So the second one. 12. Both go wide. The range is it's something that Nick's never done before. Both.
In which case, warding shots.
Yeah.
Across the bows.
Yeah. And that's my turn.
Okay. So Rokkr's turn. So we can see Rokkr can see which direction this fight's going. And he's going to take aim towards the woman as well. So he's going to use. He's not going to use Hunter's Mark because he's still got that on the werewolf. So he's going to take the first shot. He rolls a natural 1.
Inspiration.
And he gets it. Oh, he's already got inspiration. Has anyone not got inspiration?
I
have it.
I've got
I
it.
have it.
I keep forgetting to use it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I keep going to use it.
So second shot, 15 misses. Right, so I'm going to actually use inspiration for
On his third shot.
Yeah. 26 hits.
Just.
Yeah. 7 and an extra d8. So 11 points of damage. Crikey. Okay, which takes us to her go. And you can hear a cackle as she sort of says, "I've always wondered what happens when it's interrupted. We will see you soon, boys and girls." And she starts to fly off. This skull zooms away, and it's moving from where you are in a south-southwesterly direction, south-southeasterly direction.
Would that be the direction of the ruins we were told that a hag lives in?
Yeah. Yeah, well done.
Hag who lives in the swamp, mother of scarecrows. Would that be the direction of that location?
That's that you believe so, yeah.
Okay.
But she's 120 feet up. She uses the full movement, and this thing, and it's out of the skull. Now that she sort of turns it around, so it's an upside down skull. It looks like a giant skull. The eyes and the nose have this green glow emanating from it as she sort of swoops around, cackling to herself, and vroom, that's it. She's gone in that direction.
Well, at least we've got sorted what we're going to do in the morning. We're going to find her and kick the shit out of her.
I don't know if we are. I think we've got multiple missions already on the go.
We've got a lot of missions. So that's what Rokkr's going to do then. Is he going to move?
So what are we fighting now if she's run off?
Rokkr's going to move away, actually. Rokkr's
Let him go and tickle the dragon. Tickle it.
So that takes us to Jarek's turn.
Okay. I'm kind of trying to play off what I know about dragons in real life versus what Jarek would know.
How many real life dragons do you know?
12.
As in from being a DM.
do you want a nature roll just to see if you can
go on and
put some of it into
we'll go
practice?
on and just see anything. Yeah. I mean, I've not got great nature. I'm not going to spend it. Yeah, it's relatively low.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ignore my DM knowledge of different types of dragons.
Go.
So I'm going to stick with kind of more general dragon knowledge, which is, give them a little bit of reverence more than anything else. So kind of, because I think they caught me when I still had shield out, but my weapon was away. And I know, obviously, Nik tried to draw its attention to... Is it still looking around at all of us, or is it still looking at the witch at this point?
All of you still. The witch is gone as far as he's concerned. Did you? If you're paying attention to it now, then so you have an insight check for Jarek.
22.
Okay. Now 22 obviously is a very, very good score. This thing is confused and frightened. It is ready to blow up in your face. Whatever Nik has said to it hasn't made any difference whatsoever. In fact, if anything, it just seems a little bit confused. When he said master, you sort of not sure.
From obviously, I know from the label on the map, it's labelled as young blue dragon. Would I know that it's looks smaller than what I would expect from a dragon, even with that low nature roll? Or...
Yes, you would. Soon as you spot it, it's about the size of a horse. It's not very old.
Okay, so I would I would let my shield drop away, just so I'm not slinging it away, so I can be open-handed, and just literally say, "Calm, young one." Kind of that kind of thing. I'll only take a single step towards it. I won't move any further than that, but just draw its attention to me and say, just be calm, young one.
Okay, so that sounds like a persuasion check to me then. And
yeah, persuasion. So I'm going to expend my inspiration on this one.
Sure. Yeah.
That was really shit for inspiration.
Yeah, in response to this, it you can see that it's if it was a cat, its heckles would be right up. But it seems
Why I only took one step.
But it seems to work in opposite with this creature. Instead of rising up, no, actually, it rises up. Its hackles rise up, and all of the spines on its back rise up, and it seems to be taking a breath in. As it's Esmeralda's turn, and she's looking for inspiration from you guys. She's saying, "I'm not sure, gentlemen. I'm not sure about this." And she moves away. She's going to recast Mirror Image for her turn because it had dropped.
Hackles up and bending his back. I know exactly what's coming from Blue Dragon from DM point of view.
And she will attempt, similarly to what you've just done, she will say, we mean you no harm, great beast. So I'm going to ask... roll D4, that's Ted. Ted, roll D20 for me. This is Esmeralda's persuasion check.
I use advantage on a persuasion with a +5 and got 9.
Yeah, so Ted's going to have another go, because I like the way you're going with it.
Yeah.
Right, hold up. Let me just have a look for Es.
We're fighting a dragon, aren't we?
Persuasion is a charisma as well, isn't it? It's not having it. It's not happy, which takes us to Akxikas. Your turn, Mark.
Sorry.
Oh, this should be good.
I'm going to hold my action.
Okay.
I don't know what to do, to be honest.
Well, if you're holding an action, you need to be specific.
Okay, I'll be holding an Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
I'll calm it down.
Did you want to move?
Yeah, actually, I'll slip behind there.
I'd go and stand somewhere over here behind the building, because this isn't going to end well.
I don't know what type of breath attack it is, but where he stood, I'm really hoping it's not that one.
I know exactly what kind of breath attack it is, but I'm not saying.
Where is the dragon?
The dragon's here, mate.
Right. Okay. Right. I'll go over there.
It's the size of a large pony.
So, out of interest, did Akxikas walk behind there, or did he just take a running dive?
Yeah, he was probably a running dive, to be fair. But I'll just keep my eye, peeled around the side so I can see if it does anything. And if it looks to attack anyone, I'm going to blast it.
But when you say holding Eldritch Blast, you've just got Akxikas peeking around the corner with a hand out like that.
Yeah. That's what he's doing. If you've got a problem with that, take it up with him. I don't, it's not doing me.
Did you get your eye back? I can't remember.
No,
No, I've got a silver eye.
Stick it round the corner.
he's just owning it now, so it's fine.
Yeah.
So at this point, the dragon's looking around. You've already identified the fact that it's confused. It's frightened. What it'll do is the wings will flap and it'll take off on the ground, and his claws rip great mounds of sod up from the earth, and he's going to fly 60 feet into the air. No, it's not going to go that high. It's only going to fly 10 feet into the air, and it's going to flap and hover its wings, and it will say to you, "Speak fast, or I will destroy you all." Where is Kazan?
Castle Ravenloft, I shall say, from behind the wagon.
Castle Ravenloft.
He's just peeking out.
That he'll say, "That cannot be. Castle Ravenloft hasn't been built yet."
I'll sort of point in this direction. Go, it's over there. Honestly, just go and have a look. He's in the crypt. We know this for sure.
So you've piqued his interest with this, and you sort of see this. It's like a dog type thing where he puts it in the crypts.
In the crypts at Castle Ravenloft, we've seen the crypt with his
Kazan is
name on it.
dead.
I assume so.
And he'll say,
And when we saw it, it'd been dead for a long time. It was an very old tomb, so I don't know what's going on. He's been dead for a long time.
"Okay." So to this, it's the hover ends as it sort of lands gracefully back on the ground, and you can see these great claws digging into the earth again, and it's sort of almost like an unconscious gesture. He seems to be pouring the ground with great clumps of earth, and not burying himself or digging necessarily, but just more of a nervous habit. And this,
When a cat claws at a blanket.
yeah, kind of, but it's similar to that, except it's earth coming out.
Yeah.
And the dragon will say, "This does not make sense. What land is this?"
Barovia.
And he looks around, confused.
So
I'm going to address him as to where are you from?
Or where did you think you were?
Where are you from? Where were you?
This is what's the desert in Forgotten Realms? Auroch or
Which one?
the Great Auroch? Is it slightly east of the? Well, it's from there. You would know it. Anyone from the Forgotten Realms would know it.
I say you are wise beyond your time, but it sounds like you're out of the time you expect. This doesn't seem to be the time you're expecting. You're aware Castle Ravenloft exists, but you speak of it existing in your future.
Kazan promised me treasures if I guarded his tower while he was going to construct Castle Ravenloft.
Oh, so it was Kazan that built Castle Ravenloft. I did not know that.
Your time guarding, how much time do you feel has passed?
Kazan, he was going to enter the tower, and he promised me the treasure for my hoard, so I could set up seconds.
Do you know Count Strahd von Zarevich?
I've never heard that name.
He's the ruler of Barovia, and it's in your Kazan is in his crypt. Because from what you've just said, in Kazan's own castle, he's the lord of Castle Ravenloft.
Okay, I'm gonna have a quick roll for the dragon then. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, he says no. I've never heard this name.
I'll at this point in that we that kind of we have no way of leaving this plane that we've been brought to against our will. This dragon also appears to have been brought here, not necessarily against his will, but against somewhat surprising by the witch. I mean, does he have a way to return, making it clear that he has? So he's aware that he's not just moved areas; he has moved planes here. Just to make it clear to the dragon.
Okay, right. So I'm gonna let you roll his intelligence, then, Adam. Just roll a d20. I'm gonna add his modifier to it.
D20. Oh, that's a D12.
Just for his general knowledge of planes of existence and things of that nature.
9 plus whatever.
Okay. So he's looking around, and he says, "This does have the ring of truth. This is not where I was seconds ago. Tell me, you mentioned Kazan is dead, but this Strahd...
He's a vampire lord.
Right. So whereabouts is the desert?
There's no deserts in Barovia. In fact, now he's not going. Doesn't appear to immediately going to rip my face off. I'll get the map from the map that I bought for the party. I'll get that out of the bag of holding, and I'll say, "Look, this," and I'll show him. Let him have a look at it.
Right.
You haven't got the bag of holding.
No, I said, go over to you. Okay, I've got to go over to Jarek and ask him if. Jesus Christ! Can I have the map, please?
I just have a vision of you walking up and just start to rustle in my backpack, and I'm just like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Okay, can I have the map?
Now you see,
do you give me the map?
It's just over the right, down the road.
Yeah. So we'll assume that that's happening. With your as Jarek was talking to him, and as Akxikas is talking to him, I'm assuming that you're going to mention the fact that Barovia is surrounded by this mist, and you cannot. Yeah, no one can escape. Okay.
It doesn't appear.
We can't leave this plane. Yes.
Okay. Right. So what I'm going to need. And I'll give you a chance to prepare for this. I'm going to need a persuasion check from one of you.
With his inspiration.
You can use inspiration. You can use anything that you want. Anyone that steps forwards with a speciality. And I'm going to set the DC. Bearing in mind that this dragon, I'm going to set the DC reasonably high. I'm going to set it at 16. If
Dave,
yeah.
Oh, sorry. As I see Dan step forward, I'm gonna say a little. I'll put my hand on his shoulder and say a little word to say, please let him not fuck up. Please let him not fuck up. Please, and cast. That'll be the casting of aid.
Honestly, anything that gets his hands out my backpack.
I'd rather you cast guidance, but aid's nice.
Guidance, yes, that's the one.
Okay.
So
I will expend my inspiration because not getting killed by a dragon seems like a good use.
Don't mind failed.
Okay, go for it. So 16.
Advantage.
It's not often you tell us the DCs.
Sound.
I think you beat it.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute.
Nik Ana.
26.
26. So the dragon is sort of as it's pouring now, and it suddenly occurs to one or two of you maybe, especially Rokkr would know that one of the traits of blue dragons is it's known to burrow and lie under the earth, waiting in ambush for its predators. And this seems to be this unconscious action that it's going through. But as you talk through the different planes of existence, everything that it's just been through, and the fact that you've shown in the map, the mists, the brief description, the dragon will say, and it's now you've spent a little bit of time with him. You can tell that it's a female dragon.
You're a lady dragon.
You're a lady. I'm a lady, you see.
Am I going to regret making a female blue dragon?
We need a pet donkey.
She'll say, my name
Recast summon
is
Steed.
Tethex.
What?
I believe I need your help to escape these lands.
And I will step in at that point and say, if we can offer help, we will gladly do so.
As far as we know, you can't escape. Just to let you know, but if we'll be up for leaving too, if it was possible.
Anything I can do to assist this?
We think we're getting out.
I'll look over to Jarek and just sort of saying to his head telepathically, "Is there anything you can do? I don't know. Help me out."
So, I mean, I will say at this point in time, we are still finding a way to escape. But again, this is playing on my general knowledge of dragons, not DM knowledge of dragons. A lady of your power and stature I'm sure, be of great use in assisting in those goals as we find our way out, kind of thing, so to speak. And we would need to somehow arrange an ability to communicate so we could call on your aid when needed while still assisting you if you need our help too.
Okay. So Tethex will say, how much of this land have you scouted? Would it be of assistance if I were to...
Well, we don't know how big this land is, so we really don't know an answer to that question.
Well, you kind of do, Ad. You know the maps that you've got.
By a lake.
Yes, we've had maps, haven't we?
Yeah. So you've seen the only aspect you haven't seen. You entered in the east. You've been all the way over to the west, and you've seen the fog and the mist to the north. The only thing you haven't done is
the south.
Yeah, and a lot of the south. And if you remember how I tried to get you to envisage Barovia, it's mountainous. Mountainous is the main feature of this land. Yes, there's lots of woods, but they're all in the valleys. Everything's huge, vast mountains. You can't even see the top of them. That's mostly to the south of this land.
Okay. So are we sending the dragon south? Basically, a good idea, if the dragon is happy to scout and give us as much information as possibly can, it would greatly envelop our area of misinformation, so to speak. Are we happy that the dragon is being honest and genuine in the fact that it wants our assistance and help?
That would be another insight check for you then.
Yeah, I'll take an insight check as I'm speaking to that.
Yeah.
15.
15.
So,
rings reasonably true. Some of the things that you are coming back to you as well in terms of chromatic dragons. Blues to obey structure and law to the. As far as massively powerful beings do, but they can be wicked with it as well, evil with it.
Okay.
But Tethex seems to be on board, and also with the 15, the frightened hasn't really gone, but she's reassured with what you're telling her. But the only thing that she will follow up with, and she'll want to know how do we contact each other? Do we return to this tower?
If the frightened's gone, I'm happy to take another step forward again, keeping open arms and everything kind of thing. Still don't want to get too close to the... There we go. As far as communication, does anyone have a suggestion for that? Do we have anything long-range communication? What we need is a flare gun.
I'm trying to think if I could do anything that could act as a flare gun. I'm just going to see if anything I can actually do.
I'm going to go for a wee while you do.
And at this point, I will turn to the group. If there's any other suggestions for communication at long range or summoning at long range. Obviously, most spells, even if we fire them upwards, only have a very limited height.
Yeah, I mean, I've got nothing. To be fair, I can do all sorts of weird and wonderful shit. And nothing, nothing like this.
Tell you what, go and hide behind your wagon again. We'll call you later.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to crawl back behind the wagon.
I mean, the only other option is one of us goes riding the dragon while the others carry on.
Yeah. I don't know if she'd like that though.
Or we could just say we'll meet them, but actually, we're only Van
You
Richten
see,
comes back.
we'd say Rokkr because that means we can carry on. But I don't think JMO deserves the honour of riding a dragon.
No.
I don't know. I mean, I've got nothing specific that can summon back. Is there anything we could do druidic-wise? We're talking to animals as to any birds and everything we can use to communicate with the dragon with Ted sending messages.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's
Ravens, you've got friendly ravens, haven't you, Ted?
Yeah, we've got friendly ravens and we've got the were-ravens. Could we potentially use either normal ravens or a combination of the were-ravens to communicate with the dragon in distance to call and pass messages?
I think Ted could ask the ravens. We'd have to go back to the were-ravens, though, wouldn't we? And actually ask them.
I think it would be worth it.
It might be worth it, yeah.
If we go back to the were-ravens with a dragon, they're not going to say no.
Do the ravens sort of chill with the were-ravens? Do they talk to one another?
Yeah.
Either way.
Oh well, if that's the case, we might as well just go straight and talk to the were-ravens.
Either way, we rock up
to the winery.
Yeah.
We go back to the winery and go, look what we found on the way to the abbey.
We've not made your delivery yet, but
yeah,
we've got a dragon.
There are.
God, can we use it as a UPS van? Take them.
There are ravens about.
That's done. Get on it.
Word.
I'm just going to go and discommode the weasel.
So yeah, we'll be.
How are you meant to predict these?
You do, well, if you can you imagine that. But the other thing is, if you get it right, don't celebrate. Don't celebrate because that's the end of the game.
You know how hard it'll be not
What
to
did he
celebrate.
say? What did he say?
Something about weasels.
Discombobulate something or other.
So, as you said, we've got ravens around. I'll use them, speak with animals to call one down.
Yeah. Okay, you get the attention straight away. You can tell as it sort of flies down, it's flying the opposite side of you from the dragon. But yeah.
Introduce it.
Yeah, obviously, I need to get this raven to then go and speak to the were-ravens, don't I?
Well, it's either get and speak to were-ravens or just see if the ravens themselves. Well, it's firstly, can the ravens communicate with the dragon? If not, this is kind of pointless. So in that case, we wouldn't need the were-ravens. If the ravens themselves can communicate with the dragon and are friendly towards us, are they happy to be relays? Basically.
Okay.
But while Ted's doing this, I'll just relay to the dragon that we're just seeing if we can work out a smoother contact method.
Ask her if she can speak to animals as well. That might help.
Yeah, okay. I'll inquire that with the dragon.
Yeah, no, she can't.
So we potentially would need were-raven buy-in.
Right. I'll ask the raven that I'm talking to currently if they feel they've got any way of communicating with this fantastic winged beast I've just shown them.
Yeah, we've asked the dragon if it speaks Raven. Ask the ravens if it's tonic.
I mean, if the raven speaks dragon, that's great.
Yeah, no, all Festa ever gets from the raven is just basic sort of emotions coming through. Yeah, sort of simple, very simple answers, but that's mostly through the spell. I mean, it's you could.
Would this raven be willing to go with the dragon and let the dragon know to try and send it back to us if it needs us or something?
Let's have a persuasion roll for that. That's a reasonable idea. But you're asking a raven to go with a dragon, so just a flat.
I know.
Flat persuasion.
Persuasion's bollocks. Oh, I've got.
Take the raven to the dragon, but you can't make it follow.
That's true. That's an old Chinese proverb.
mean, to be honest, we
I'm
could
gonna
tie it
use-
to the dragon's leg.
I'm going to use my
Also, man
inspiration
who
because I
go
never
to
used
sleep
it.
with itchy bottom, wake up with smelly finger. That's another
So-
piece of ancient wisdom.
Inspiration, does that give me advantage?
Yes.
Right. So we're going to try that. Just because otherwise I'll just forget to use it again. Oh.
20. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is intriguing to both. Actually, you can see, and the raven's sort of hopping on the ground steadily, and eventually it flies onto the dragon's shoulder.
Excellent.
I'm gonna take a small risk at this point and point out to the dragon that the ravens. I'm not going to give him full information about the were ravens, but that the ravens are more in this plane, are more than just
Boys.
birds, so to speak.
Okay.
Boys.
I'm
More
gonna
than just
add a little bit from Ez at this point, and she will say to Tethix, and she will say, "In this land, great beast, it is bad luck to kill a raven." Yeah, but that is in the actual manual. It is one of the rumours of Barovia. So, yeah, that seems a reasonable plan.
Oh,
So,
that changes my plan for a raven cape.
yeah, Tethix will say, so if I need you, I need to contact you. I will send the raven to you. Otherwise, I'll come and find you myself. I'll start scouting round south.
And we'll do the same.
yeah.
We'll find the nearest raven to send hunting for vice versa.
I will mention
We'll
to
get Raven
him.
net on the go.
Yeah,
the-
I say normally it's meant to be messenger pigeons. I mean,
Ravens are actually the most intelligent birds that we know of. They're
they are, but that's why we
really
use pigeons.
clever.
They're stupid as fuck.
yeah.
I will mention to the dragon of the dangers that we've encountered aren't just the vampire lord. There are undead, werewolves.
There's
there-
also hags.
there are hags that fly on. Yeah,
Yes, I saw
That's a
that.
new. We'll express that that's a new one.
Yeah, we've killed three of them.
We are
We didn't.
Well, it was mainly
aware of
Mordenkainen, wasn't it?
the werewolf danger. If you see any werewolf dens, particularly near lakes, if you could let us know.
Dan saying that at that point, I will very much concentrate on Ez's reaction.
Ez, straight away, as soon as you mention this, you do not need the dragon for werewolf den. I know exactly where the den is.
Yeah. And we'll also reiterate the fact that we have other friends in the area, and give a vague description. I know Van Richten wants to say secret, so we'll give a vague description of Mordanken without giving away it's Mordanken.
And my dog Lancelot.
And also Van Richten's other guise of whatever the bard was.
So Rictavio and Mordenkainen.
Yeah.
Those who use this tower as a refuge are friends.
Right,
Those who are at the tower without knowing entrance could be danger.
I see.
Or your mama.
So just for the sake of completeness, what I'm gonna do just before, because as you're settling down, you're gonna get the story from Tethix that Kazan went into the mountains, into the desert, found her, and promised her great wealth and treasure to guard this tower. And as she approached the tower, waiting for this treasure to emerge, she was aware of the fact that Kazan was starting to cast a spell. She doesn't know very much about magic, but the spell was centered on the door, and she knew that it was some kind of trap. And from this you deduce that the trap was her. So she's been lulled into this this land pretty much similarly as you have, except from a different source. Just a bit of flavour that I thought I'd throw in for you.
That's cool.
She will say, "Well, I'll get straight on. I need to eat. I'll go and hunt, and then I'll start scouting straight away until we meet again."
Good evening.
If you're hungry, there's a werewolf by itself not far from here. Rokkr, can you point the direction it ran?
I don't think it wants to eat it.
Yeah, no, I don't know how you'd go with regenerating werewolves because it's.
It sounds like an infinite feast to me. It's
That's
like
an
you
all
keep
you
need
90
one.
minutes off it.
Traditionally, they're just like sheep.
There's plenty of normal wolves around and dire wolves. So Tethix and the Raven. Tethix and the Raven. I feel they need their own theme tune.
Off show.
Yeah. Thing is, the
Well,
traffic will be.
so what we're saying is we're about to have an offshoot campaign of Tefix and the Raven.
Tethix and the Raven. So they fly off. That leaves you. I mean, there's still plenty of the day left. You're in front of Van Richten's tower. If you remember, there's a carriage still there, and Esmeralda, as you've completed your business, she moves towards. You were going to go in, and she'll say to you, shall we convene in the tower? We'll just go and fetch my belongings from the caravan. And as she goes towards the caravan, you notice that she actually goes underneath, all the way underneath, and you can hear it click as a trap door opens from underneath, and she disappears inside, and the wagon starts to rock around as she's looking for you through a few things, and then she comes back out from underneath again, and she's got with her a pack of Tarokka cards, and she will say, I'm pleased you did not enter. My wagon is booby-trapped to explode if anyone enters. Please do not try to enter.
Yeah, I'll move well away from it.
So at this point, I will step towards her and just ask that she mentions about conversationally as we walk towards the tower, while I assume Nick's about to do the electric boogaloo again. I'm not going to look at Nick while he's doing it because I just can't take him seriously when he's doing it.
Before I do it, I'll check the sky.
Yeah.
And just going to mention that she mentioned the werewolf den.
Yeah, I think we should go and do that.
Yeah. Okay. So you open the door, no problem. You manage to get up to the top again. I'm going to read the top to you again, so we can remember where you are. How are we doing for time? Plenty of time. All right. So the top tower. Unlike the levels below, this room shows signs of recent habitation, and although the place reeks of mould and mildew, it has plenty of creature comforts, including a cosy bed, a desk and matching chairs, bright tapestries, and an iron stove with plenty of wood to feed it. Light enters through a arrow slit as though through dirt-caked windows with broken shutters. Other features of the room including a standing suit of armour and a wooden chest. Old wooden rafters bend under the weight of the tower, which has somehow remained intact. Mounted to the rafters are pulleys, which is the chain. If you remember, you've got these sort of clay things pulling you up. So Esmeralda, as she gets to the top, she starts loading the stove up with fire, with wood, and it soon gets very cozy, very warm in here. And she will mention as she's doing this, she says, "Stay away. I would not look in the chest. There is a Vistani head in the chest."
Why would she say don't look?
She's just conversationally.
At this point, I will glare at Akxikas not to look.
Yeah, what? Me? How does it? Oh, did you ever check out that suit of armour? Adam, did you ever check that suit of armour to see if it was any good or anyone?
We got attacked by werewolves.
Well, in that case, I think one of you two, one of the big armour boys, needs to check out the suit of armour, see if it's wearable.
A suit of armour?
Yeah, full plate.
I get on the lift and shout, "Up!"
I've gone up to the top anyway. That's
you're all up to the top. You're all up the top.
There's a suit of armour, boys.
Is there enough room for to just a quiet word with us? Or
it's quite
cozy.
If there's not, I'll stick with just the bit of her mentioning the werewolf den.
Yeah. Okay. So as she's feeding the fire, yes, I came from the werewolf den just before. The den is to the north side of the lake. I'm going to drop the accent because I can't do it anyway. There is a mountain ascending into the snow, and there's a cave. You can't miss it. It's the cave looks like the mouth of a wolf.
Without the accent, I'm just not buying it.
It is a cave with a big
Anyone else used a fair amount of?
go fuck yourself.
Yeah. What I was going to suggest is, I mean, I could potentially use a. Hang on, I'm not taking these. Have I used? I appear to have used 10 charges out of my staff. Would that have been?
That was the werewolf fight.
Sounds
Yeah.
right. Werewolf fight. Okay, I'm just going to see if. Is it worth having a long rest before we get involved?
Well, hang on. Before we decide that, we've still got this barrel of wine to deliver to the freaky. Does she know anything about the freaky non-aging abbot?
She'll say, I have been in Barovia for 2 weeks so far. I have been into Castle Ravenloft. I have found the tower, and I have found the werewolf den. I know nothing, not much else.
She's been to Castle
At this point where I'm
You
hearing
have to know your
Akxikas.
enemy if you're going to strike.
Yeah, agreed. But how did she get in? Was she seen? How did she make way? What areas did she go to?
I have ways to move unseen if I need to.
Yeah, we're working together to try and overthrow an evil vampire lord. We probably need a bit more than that. But where did she go? And
over the bridge, through the main door, everything was open. Everything was just. I held myself. I found a nest of vampire spawn, which is when I decided I needed to turn around and possibly try again another day.
I'll be open on our invite, our sit-down meal, our trip to the crypt.
Okay.
And give it. I'm going to be fully open with her and give her the whole lot,
Yeah.
just like what I would normally do.
Okay, sweet. So as you're comparing notes, she went more down compared to your up. She attempted to descend into the catacombs a little bit more, but she will tell you as she went round the spiral stairs, it was bricked up, and it was almost as if it was a recent. In fact, I think you guys got to that bit, didn't you? Yeah. No, because you went further because it had been knocked down. So when
we were walking round, we found that.
Yeah.
Then they knocked it down to letters there.
So when Ez was there, it was solid. So from Ez's description, you've worked out that sometime in the past 2 weeks, whatever this new wall was has been destroyed, which let you guys down into the crypt.
But where did she come across the vampire spawn nest?
The vampire spawn were in the crypts downstairs. They were family crypts of von Zarevich.
Yeah, she hit a brick wall.
Oh yeah, sorry. Sorry. I've just. Okay. No, let me rewind that then.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So she'll say opposite way around. She went up whereas you went down. Okay. I found a plush library which you have been in, and also further on up a bedchamber. And in this I found a man, a well-dressed, noble-looking vampire spawn man. That's
noble-looking vampire spawn. That was the guy that was like the house guy or whatever it was. The one that.
Yeah, there was an Escher, if you remember. He was quite a dandy-looking fellow.
Yeah. Okay. Super. That gives us a bit to go off.
Wanted to dress us all.
Can we have is there any reaction to the fact that we were invited to dinner and taken round and have free reign?
No. In fact, if anything, she's not surprised at all. She will tell you a little bit of her story. She, as a Vistani, she can come and go as she pleases. But she's not. From her accent, you remember I'm sort of portraying the Vistani as you've got two castes of Vistani. She's more of your Madame Eva as opposed to the Wassett brothers.
Yeah,
Ted's Nemesis brothers, Lugash and Aragal. She also, and Van Richten mentioned this as well, she wanders the mists. she kind of makes a living out of monster hunting and walking through the mists, and she never ever enters Barovia unless there's a very good reason. She's been here twice before, and both times she's had to run for her life.
Been twice before. How did you get out?
I am Vistani, she will say.
That's not an answer.
Vistani are the
It is.
only people who can come and go as they please. The werewolves Strahd can send. Strahd cannot leave. Vistani can come and go as they please.
Okay, so the Vistani can anyone else, like, these druids we've dealt with, and have they got the ability to do it, or is it literally just the Vistani?
Just
Oh,
Vistani.
my phone's ringing. So I don't see what.
And can the Vistani only travel themselves, or they can take anyone with them?
Just themselves.
Can you become
He's
Vistani?
never said his phone's ringing before. That's a weird one to say.
Yeah, isn't it? What do you say, Ted?
Who had phone down?
I said, can you become Vistani, or is it just you're born Vistani?
You would be Vistani blood only.
So we're talking transfusions then.
Yeah.
Or have a child with her, and the child can leave, you can't. Okay. So,
That's a long game.
though I accept that doesn't allow us to leave, there is curiosity as how the Vistani, what they do to be able to leave. Can they literally just think about it and leave? Do they have to do anything particular? Do they have to decide where they're going? How does that work?
Vistani come and go as they please. The deal with Strahd is an old deal. If he tells us to do something, we have to do it. Even I have to do it. Madam Eva, she has to do it.
Why?
How are other people brought to this land then? So, because there's still not a great understanding on how the hell we arrived.
Mostly as playthings.
Yeah, I get the playthings, but it's how. It's you say Strahd can send the werewolves. Can he summon anyone? Can he send anyone?
Seemingly so. Yes. It depends.
So,
It is in history of Vistani, we know that every perhaps 50 years, the devil will get bored and summon a new mouse.
And does she know much about the essential fall of the Morning Lord as what was blatantly the god in this plane compared to how it is now? Does she know anything about that, or
No, before Vistani, before time of Vistani.
no? But she knows of the Morning Lord and everything like that. But before
And the Night Mother, yeah. Go on, Ted.
So, if Vistani can come and go as they please, why are there so many of you still here?
Yeah, that was my next one.
This is safe land. We have this is safe land for Vistani. This is our adapted home. The story, the rumor of
the coast is safer than here.
Our ancestors doing a favor for the devil, and ever since this, we can come and go as we please. This is normal land for us. We can leave whenever we want. And if you recall, every time you've met Vistani, I think I've hinted at it. I've not pushed it home. They have suntans. They're happy. They're lively people, and they can come and go as they please.
So, if this is normal land for you, doesn't everywhere else just seem a lot better?
In other places, we are prejudiced against people who travel. Here, we are kings and queens.
Yeah, I got that. Okay, that's fine. That makes a little bit of sense across the way. Okay.
So I'm gonna take my book and a pencil out, and I'm gonna pencil in the Den of Wolves after the other shit we've got going on. After the sword.
That's the
The Den of Wolves is really close.
Isn't that where the sword is? I thought it was.
No.
She will mention this recent trip to the Den of Wolves. I did see the wolves returning through the mist with children.
No.
Wolf children or children?
Children. And they were being
Just
dragged
a
and
little,
tied.
What kind of hero is she?
off subject here, but Mark, are you just eating like plain hot cross bun and you haven't even toasted it?
Yep.
You
Weirdo.
psycho.
No.
You toasted. Oh no. Okay. Sorry,
Toast and butter, man.
I can't play a game with Mark anymore.
Is that it? Is that the straw?
That's the straw. He's not toasting his hot cross bun.
So as we'll
no butter.
as we'll tell you that she was she found the tracks of werewolves. I went into cave. I found cave, and they were returning from hunt with 10 children, all tied and tied and bound. I was discovered. I had to run, which is where I bumped into you with the pack on my heels. I don't believe I actually thanked you for that, gentlemen.
Let's be honest, that's a really shit hunt. If all you can find is kids, they're not hard to track.
She sort of looks coyly and she says, "Well, in the cave, there was quite the treasure pile next to a statue of the Night Mother. It seemed unguarded. It's where they kept the children."
Does that just bump that up the quest line if there's kids involved?
Probably.
Not for Nick, but I'm sure for others.
If any of the kids do get killed, we can eat them.
What? No.
Oh,
What are you going to do? Stick them in a pie?
yeah.
What's your Dan? What's your alignment?
Yeah, I'm lawful neutral. I wouldn't dare.
Chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sausage.
But yeah, we have history of saving children, so you know.
We have a history of saving children, and despite being what I mentioned, we've definitely acted a bit more towards the good since we've been in this realm.
Mm.
I'll
The
blame
axe
you.
hurt. I don't think I have.
You've not been good at all.
The axe hurts still, so no.
No, the axe hurting. You've not even used the axe. How do you know it hurts?
He's healthy.
Did that.
Where did that axe come from? I can't remember that at all.
Tree.
It was in a tree.
Ah,
It's alright, Mark. You won't remember it, Mark. You were there.
of course.
But he can tell you every single song that was in the charts in the 80s.
Well,
Go figure.
run them off. Well,
It's just that kind of memory. Yeah, so, I mean, for Jarek, for more than one reason, that would bump the werewolf cave up the hierarchy of things we should be doing. But at the same time, my curiosity over this ever-living abbot is quite high as well. However, the group is still a bit of a democracy, so happy to look at any. But they're my two priorities now. So we will mention.
My question with the cave, sorry, before you go off the cave, in terms of what our priority is for Esmeralda, is the cave a simple once it's been cleared and cleansed? Is that the objective wrapped up, or is there more to do within the cave?
It was on the tarot cards.
Yes, so there's something in there, but it's kind of a. If this is just going to be we go in, we fight. Once we get there, it's a sort of couple of hours searching it, and then that's ticked off the list. Then it's not really a detour, is it?
Well, yeah, but how would we know that without going there?
And I was asking her if her motive for hunting the cave was it just to cleanse the cave and get rid of them, or is there a deeper meaning to?
She will tell you. I'm here gathering information, as much information as I can. I went into cave to see what was happening. On my way out, these children were being dragged in. The cave itself would take you 20-30 minutes to have a good look around. I didn't get to see all of it, and then I was discovered. The cave is not far away. It is to the north of Lake Baratok. You can see. Let me force your the fan art. Oh no, that's good. Force the fan art. So she will tell you that the werewolf cave is on the rise just behind there. So you
Are
do
you
have to
telling us
go.
we could have got a lift from a dragon?
Yeah. Yeah, you could have.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
It's even on foot going round around the lake and skirting round. It's only going to take you sort of half a day, and it's kind of
What about going straight over the lake?
yeah, straight over the lake would be fine if you had some way of doing it. That'd be no problem at all. And then Kresk is your next village along the West Savalich Road as well.
So to the cave.
To the cave!
Where are we leaving the wine?
In the tower.
Could we stack it in the tower and transfer it in and...
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
not just leave
Yeah,
it
Well,
lying
that's
around.
not a
To
problem
be
at all.
honest, we could probably leave it in the wagon. There's not been many car thieves around.
There hasn't, but there's a hag that's setting fire to shit.
Yeah, I'd like to put it in the tower.
Pretty sure, hag damage isn't covered by insurance. So
You'd be able to secure it inside the tower.
Exactly. Let's put it in the tower.
Are we at a point where we're ready for a long rest then?
yeah.
Yeah. Let's level up then, gentlemen, shall we?
Way!
Wow.
I'm the law!
Yeah.
Well, I'm not.
So
I'm
this
for
level up, what happens here is we change movement formation, and I'm now in the middle.
Oh.
Because everyone within 10 feet of me, permanently,
Can smell
plus
your
4
butt
to every
behind.
saving throw.
Oh, that's super!
+4.
I'm not standing
Plus
behind
my
you.
charisma modifier to all saving throws, and my charisma modifier is currently +4.
Nice.
That's
I
awesome.
don't really get
Including
much of
myself.
it.
I've discovered a new way of rolling hit dice as well, and I kind of like it. I'll run this by you. What the lads that I play Pathfinder with, what they do is you roll a hit dice, I roll a hit dice, and you take the highest one, unless we both roll the same, in which case you re-roll.
Yeah, I want for that.
It's to say it's effectively roll 2 and pick the highest. If it's a
Yeah.
double, you have to go again.
Yeah.
I've got no issue with that. It's a higher chance. It'd only be annoying if you both rolled maximum.
Yeah.
So
It should also
hang on.
mean you don't roll 1.
So here's a question: Should I level up Jim's character?
I know.
I know
It's probably let him.
Yeah.
Does he get
leave
to
him
pick
do
any
it,
ability?
even if it's
It
not
depends.
camera.
What does he pick at level 7?
No, I won't. I'll text him tomorrow or perhaps in a bit. And
Leave
say
him
you've leveled
leave
up.
him at level 6 for whatever shit we're getting to.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'll tell him to level up.
What does he
How do you
get at
manage to
level
get
7
points
in
again?
terms of what you need to
So-
keep track of? I think
So
all
what
it is like an
we're
extra
doing
spell
now,
slot, isn't
we
it?
rolling and you're
Hit.
rolling we pick.
Because I can roll on Rokkrs actually, because it'll show up on the what's it? Who wants to go first? D8.
I will.
All right, this is for Adam.
Where's the
There's your
D8,
8,
yeah.
mate.
You got a target 7.
Have 8. Ted.
Thanks.
Oh, it's only a 2.
Well, I mean, I've got history with rolling shit for my fucking hit points.
You have, mate. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Then Dave takes them away anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Who rolled the D4? Oh, that
But
was me
I still
rolling.
get my
I
plus
died.
modifier, don't I?
Yeah. Don't. Yeah. But just when it on the rolled, just add 8 to it, and then
Yeah, I just cocked up and altered it. Hang on.
You just
So
need.
I was on 50. I was on 59. I rolled 8. I've got +4. I should be 12 higher.
So on the managed hit points bit, am I
Well-
changing the rolled hit points?
Yeah, just roll a D8 first, mate.
I thought I did.
Oh, what did you get?
I got 3, didn't I?
Oh, did you? It's not come up on mine. Yeah, so just add that rolled hit points by 3. It will add your Constitution bonus to it. If
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
any consolation.
Yeah, that's where I went wrong.
Dan, you having D10?
Mine is a D10.
8.
Ooh, I'll have your 8. It's better than
Yeah.
my 3.
And you're a D6, Mark.
Right, let's have a D6.
What are you up to total now, Dan?
2. Only rolled a 2.
I rolled a 2 as well.
Okay, re-roll them, mate. Go again.
I'm up
Yeah.
70.
2.
You're on 70.
Yeah.
5.
There you go. Have it, Mark.
Thank you.
What are you on, Dan? 70.
70, yeah.
Well, I'm beating you by 1.
So I put 5 onto me rolled, isn't it?
Right. I'm going to end the fella, my lad, for there.